today is my Monday and I'm exhausted and it's gloomy out. But I still have things to do. So today what I'm going to do is I need to go wash my hair, and then I need to buckle down and do my FAFSA today. And then after I buckle down and do my FAFSA, I'm going to get started on cooking dinner. And I think that because the FAFSA, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I do know that it's going to be a headache. I will make that my only goal for today. So as long as today I wash my hair, make a healthy dinner, and complete my FAFSA, I will have considered today a success. And I think that keeping those standards where they are is going to be important for me today. So let me go get started on that. Hey guys, so today marks, Jesus, the sun. Today marks the 1 month since I have began my no buy challenge, and part of my reward system is that at the 1 month mark, I get to throw a party for myself. I get to spend $30 on crafting supplies so that I could do a fun and creative craft with the money that I otherwise would have spent somewhere else. And the third part is that I get to get like a fun pastry or something. So I'm on my way to get supplies to quilt an iPad case because I keep seeing these really cute quilted iPad cases, and I've been wanting to get into quilting for a long time, so I'm gonna get the stuff for that. The other thing that I'm going to get is some pastries at my favorite bakery in Seattle. And what else was I gonna do? I was gonna get the pastries, and I was gonna get the quilting stuff. Oh, and then maybe I was going to get buttons to do like a button DIY, like a button iPad case. However, that depends on if I can find an iPad case for this iPad, because it's a really old iPad. It's like generation 6 or something like that, so we'll see. Okay guys, these are the supplies for the beautiful project we're gonna complete. I got this faux leather thimble thing because I'm gonna be doing a quilting project. Got this really beautiful fabric. Look at that. And then I got a thread, and then I got some quilting needles. And I'm gonna be hand quilting, and it'll be my first time doing something like this. So I'm so excited. It's just gonna be like a little iPad case. So, yay! Okay, you guys, my favorite bakery was closed, but that's okay. I'll just go to a different one and I'll get something else. And we're gonna go back to this bakery on a different day. And then we'll just have, they're like a bakery slash cafe, so we'll just have a whole meal there next time. I watched a Jack Black movie tonight. Jack Black bird watching for a year. And it was actually, I didn't know if I would like it that much, because I do like Jack Black, but I didn't know how much it would extend to like the subject. And I freaking loved that movie. And he went bird watching for a year, and he ended up dating a girl he liked that also liked birds, reconnecting with his father, and seeing many birds. So that one was amazing. It was with Steve Martin, I think. Steve Martin? Yes, Steve Martin and Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson is awesome in this movie, even though he sucks. But yeah, that's what I did today. That's everything I did today. Because I didn't do anything else. And I was gonna get started on my sewing project. I did not get started on my sewing project, but that's okay. Okay, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay guys, I'm currently working on my project. This is like a quilted iPad case that I'm working on, and this looks really rough, but I'm not pretty far along, but I've finished these edges here. Right now it is wrong side up or wrong side out or whatever that's called. Basically, it's wrong right now. And then I'm gonna stitch all these panels together and then flip it inside out, and then it will be correct. And I've already started. I'm just hand stitching everything, and it's my first project with like quilting fabric, so I'm a little nervous, but hopefully it'll go well. Okay guys, I just completed this project. I basically just like stitched a case for my iPad. I haven't stitched in a while, so the work is pretty messy. Especially, you can tell here I did not have a binder fabric. So this has not been bound yet. I will eventually get a binder fabric, but I'll show you guys how I'm going to use it. So basically, here is where my iPad is gonna go. Boom, there we go. Here is where my planner is going to go. Oh man, there we go. Planner, boom, there we go. Close it up. I'm gonna add a button eventually, or maybe like a little tie at the front there. And yeah, that's gonna be my plan. Hey guys, it's currently Monday, and I'm at the end of my week right now. And to be honest, I haven't done a lot of filming. I haven't done a lot of filming. I haven't done a lot of editing. I haven't done a lot of planning new videos. And I think it's because this week has been a big week for rest for me, as well as like internally processing some things that I've been thinking about for a while, and trying to reaffirm a lot of these concepts that I really want to carry with me into like this new year and for them to be very firm. Like one of the concepts is that thing that I talked about last week in my movie review of A Different Man, where you have your circumstances and the only thing that you can change is how you react to the things happening around you. And to be honest, it takes a lot of mental energy to constantly come back to a place of these are my circumstances and now I have to figure out my next steps. These are my circumstances and I have to be okay with that, and I have to decide where I want to go from here. And so that is one thing I've been thinking about. The other thing I've been thinking about a lot is the concept of rest and what it means to me, how I can rest the most effectively, how I can take care of myself the best so that I can continue on into my week and into my year and not just be productive for the sake of being productive, but be productive in a way that is fulfilling to me. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been crafting more, things like scrapbooking, things like I just made the other day that iPad case. That was really nice, and I think that the repetitive motions are very calming to me. I think that's why I like being a barista so much. It can be very soothing to just do repetitive motions over and over again, kind of turn that part of your brain that overthinks things off and just kind of start going. But yeah, those are some ways that I've been taking care of myself. Those are things that I've been thinking about. Something that I still need to work on reframing in my mind is I think I still think of rest as a means to continue to be productive in the future. And I would like to shift that too, because I think that I should be able to recognize the value of rest in and of itself and not tie it to like my future productivity, not tie it to my future desires to like progress in life. I just need to take rest for what it is. It's like a necessary, enjoyable thing. Okay, so this week I had a terrible week. And this week was so bad that, you know, when people are like, oh, winter reset, I need like a full like winter rebirth. Like I need to be a different person after this week. So that is what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to do a winter rebirth. And really, I'm just gonna do some self-care things and some cleaning things, and I'm just gonna spend this whole day doing things that A, I need to do for my well-being, and B, I need to do for the well-being of the function of my space. So I had a list. I'm gonna make some coffee. After that, I'm gonna tidy up for an hour, clean my makeup brushes. I'm gonna call my mom today. I'm going to I saw this recipe on Instagram for like a hot chocolate, and then every Thursday I get a movie for completing my no-buy, another week of my no-buy. And this week I earned it, but I didn't do it on Thursday, so I'm going to watch my movie. And I think that this week I might do Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, directed by Kenneth Branagh, because I love his movies, A, but also B, I'm feeling super moody and sassy and, not sassy, I'm feeling moody and temperamental lately. So I want something that will match that mood, that era. So I'm gonna go do that stuff. Also, it snowed today. You can kind of see the snow on the steps out there. It's pretty cool that it snowed, but what I was gonna say is that since we're in Seattle, the snow is like it's not really fun because it often doesn't stick, and it's mostly just like a major inconvenience. But yeah, this morning I'm gonna make some coffees. One for me, one for my partner. These are our mugs. They were given to us by my partner's family. And I think it was such a sweet present. It was such a sweet present. For Jonah, they get this mug because their family calls them Bear. And then I get this mug because I'm Jenny. Here's what I use to make my coffee at home. I know a lot of people don't love an instant coffee, but I love this instant coffee because it is the coffee that my grandma, whenever I would visit Mexico, always had. So it reminds me of her. I drink it every day. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I drink it all of my days that I'm not at work at the coffee shop. And then sometimes I'll have one like after work too. I put some brown sugar in there, and I put some of this Trader Joe's vanilla paste in there. Vanilla paste. So that is what I use. I have these little like measuring spoons that are cats. But the thing is, the one that I used to measure my coffee broke, so I have to hold it like this. It's very delicate. But yeah, let's see how this works. This is mine. So on mine, I'll do a little extra coffee because yesterday I made mine and I felt like it could have used more coffee. Brown sugar. Do you guys have this problem where like the thing doesn't seal like all the way over there? So it just starts like being weird. Brown sugar. And then I don't do a ton of it in there, but I do just like a tiny bit of the bourbon vanilla paste. Just enough that it's like, I don't know, it adds like a little bit of that vanilla flavor profile, but it doesn't really make it too sweet because we already added the brown sugar. And it's a pretty small cup of coffee, so it doesn't need that much. Now I'll boil some water for it, and I'll get the other stuff ready. I just spent this morning kind of like cleaning, tidying my apartment. My partner put up a coat rack, and so that's going to be in the past because that was my morning. And now we're gonna go on a walk, we're gonna grab some lunch, and then I'm going to work on my for fun kind of like activity list that I had that is going to be refreshing and rejuvenating to me. My movie that I earned. I've got making decorations for Valentine's Day so we could decorate this place for Valentine's Day. I've got, maybe I'll end up scrapbooking. Oh, and then I'm going to make that hot chocolate thing that I was going to make. So I'm going to do that later too. Okay, I'm getting ready to go. I've got my trusty jacket on. This jacket has like very quickly become my favorite jacket, like by far. I don't think I've owned a trench for like many years. I think like I had one when I was a teenager, and it was like not a cute trench. I didn't really like it very much.
Mm-hmm.
But this one feels very like, I don't know.
Womanly.
It feels very womanly, yes. Yeah. I put my jacket on and then I realized Jonah and I are 100% like matching. Like the blue, and then you can't tell because Jonah got all wrapped up, but they got their white fleece on under. And I think that's really cute. The snow is mostly melting now. I've been like loving this brand since they first came out. It's the Rise coffee. This one is very unique. It's like the nitrogen one. I think it was the first one that I can remember that was vegan that came out with like the concept of like the nitrogen, and like it's got the oat milk, and you know, they had the salted caramel one, and I don't know how new this is, but I've personally never tried the salted caramel one, so I'm excited to try this. The other thing that I wanted to try that I didn't get to try today was I wanted to try the Chamberlain coffee. Like their stuff recently went to Safeway, and so I wanted to go to Safeway to get the Chamberlain coffee, but I went there today and I totally forgot because I had already gotten this, and then I was like, oh, I'm not getting two coffees obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna try this. ASMR moment. I'm excited. I'm excited when things are caramel flavored and they're vegan because I love caramel, but I cannot find a lot of like vegan caramel stuff. So I'm just gonna do a taste test just like right now. Oh damn, that was noisy. That's good. It's a little underwhelming though. It's like, it's sweet, but the caramel is pretty faint. And I find this with like all of their flavors. Like the chocolate is pretty faint in the chocolate one, the vanilla is pretty faint in the vanilla one, but pretty good. And I guess like you don't want it to be like too much, you don't want it to be too overpowering, because then it just tastes like whatever syrup or whatever like flavor. But yeah, it's nice. It's subtle. I'll leave my final thoughts for a different time. Guys, I feel A, proud of myself, and B, my heart is warmed because I went to a craft store that is near by me. It's like a craft store gift shop, and I used to go in there like all the time because I live sort of close by. And I went in there today, I was looking around, I was browsing, there were so many things that I wanted, and I didn't buy anything. All I bought was, I bought a refill of my tape runner, and I use this for scrapbooking a lot, so that's why I bought this. And then the other thing I bought was, I bought some really cute ribbon. I bought this really cute ribbon because for my Valentine's Day decorations, I'm going to make a ribbon garland. And that's kind of like the last thing that I'm going to do tonight on my cozy, like, weekend taking care of myself night is I just did the cabinet, and then I'm going to make a bow garland. Oh, but I didn't say that I was proud of myself for not buying anything, including I really wanted the Ladybug Jelly Cap, and I've been wanting that one for ages. And I decided when I went up there, because it was right where the checkout was, and I was like, what if I just add it on? Like, it's just like one thing, it's just like $15 or whatever. And then I was like, no, that's not following my rules, so I'm not going to do that. And I was so proud of myself because that is strength. To be face to face with chapel style, face to face with the Ladybug Jelly Cat, and to not buy it, I think that was very strong of me, and I'm very proud of myself. Oh, and then the girl who was like there, like working at the shop. I was like talking to the other girl because apparently I had like some sort of membership where I paid, and I was getting like 10% off all of my purchases. I didn't know I had that, but apparently I did. And then I was talking to this girl about it. I was like, you know, I think I'm not gonna get that this year, because I don't think I'm gonna spend enough money to make it worth it here. And then the girl that was there next to the girl who was explaining like the concept to me was like, oh my gosh, yeah, we've been missing you here because you used to always be in. And then I was like, oh my god, yes, it's because I'm on a no buy, and now I just kind of buy crafting stuff to refill up on like the stuff that I already had. And she was like, oh, that explains why we haven't seen you in for a while. And I was like, not only do they miss me there, but they notice that I am strong-willed because I haven't been there lately. But yeah, that was my trip out, and now I'm going to make a cute little bow garland. I was seeing a lot of videos of people doing it with glue, like a glue gun, and I think that might look better, but I don't have a glue gun, so I'm just gonna tie them together. So, and I think that's also like a little, like maybe like the effect won't be as nice, but it'll look a little more organic, I think. So yeah, let me go work on that. I'm debating if I want to go back to the store and get more bows. Let me turn the light on to see if that will help. Can't really see. It's also, honestly, like, it looks very plain because I don't have curtains. So, like, it would kind of look cute and elegant if I already had some curtains up there. But it kind of just looks a little weird. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it yet, but we'll leave it up and we'll see. Hung these up, and they're the little heart things that I made, and I'm a lot more satisfied with these than I am with the bow garland. I think that it looks pretty cute. I like having them up. These that are over here, I bought them for Valentine's Day last year, and I ended up keeping them up all year because it's just kind of, I feel like when you decorate for a season, it's nicer when you already have texture like in your home and you're like adding to the texture. You don't need to like do everything all at once, if that makes sense, because you already have kind of like an interesting baseline and you kind of add to it. I think the other stuff looks pretty cute. I like it. Okay guys, I'm gonna be doing some cooking, and then while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you guys about the movie I just watched. I just watched the movie Mermaids. It was fucked up. It was not a cool movie, and I thought it was gonna be cool because it has Winona Ryder and it has Cher in it. And I was like, how can a movie with Cher and Winona Ryder like not be good? Like, obviously this is gonna be good, and then it just wasn't. Basically, I saw a movie poster on Pinterest, and this movie poster on Pinterest had Cher in a bathtub talking to Winona Ryder, and it said Mermaids. The movie was Mermaids. And so I thought, obviously, Cher is going to be a woman who turns into a mermaid in this movie. Duh. Like, that's obviously going to be the plot of the movie because Cher is there with Winona Ryder, and it's called Mermaids, and she's in the bathtub, you know? How could that not be? So then I start watching the movie, and it's like, Cher is like a single mom, like, how do I say this in a politically correct way? She's like a single mom, like, oh. Winona Ryder has a little sister, and Cher's like, I don't want to be insert word here, like my mom. I want to be a nun. So I'm going to be psychotic, and I'm going to be obsessed with nun things. And it's like, okay, girl, if you want. So then they get to this small town, and Cher's character meets, like, classic, like, normal, like, dad type of person. And they do that thing that I hate in movies, where they're like, he saved her. Like, low-key, like, not really, but, like, they kind of do that. Where it's like, she could never, like, stay in one place. She could never, like, be stable, and then a man came along and helped her be stable. Which I hate when they do that in movies. Because it's so, like, it's annoying and it's kind of condescending. And it's like, I do know that, like, love can improve your life, like, when you're a flawed person. But it just has, in a lot of these cases, like, certain undertones, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like if you're catching my drift, you know? And Winona Ryder, who's obsessed with nuns and wants to join the convent, because there's a convent close by, meets a 26-year-old man who's like, he used to play, oh my god, he used to play high school football. And basically,
you gotta tell them the age of Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder is 18. She's a teenager in this movie. And this man is 26. And this man is like, at first he's the bus driver. He's the bus driver. That's fucked up. So he's the bus driver, and she's like, oh my god, I want this hot man to talk to me. And at first I thought this movie was gonna be about her, like not, like, befriending him, but maybe, like her getting rejected by him, and her having to deal with, like, because a lot of it is, like, Catholic guilt, but her mom's not even Catholic. It's, like, a Catholic guilt that she imposed on herself. Like, and in that way, like, that's why it's not... It is, like, relatable and believable to me, because she was, like, I grew up Catholic, and she's, like, a teenager, like, dealing with Catholic guilt, and, like, that sucks. But also, I'm like, Mamas, you did that yourself. Like, why did you, like, if you're not Catholic, why would you ever become Catholic? No offense to any converted Catholics, but, like, actually, why would you do that? Then the movie, instead of being like, yeah, and he thought that was really weird, and he was off-put by that, and so, like, he didn't let her pursue him. Instead of that, it was like, yeah, then he low-key lets her make out with him. And then he low-key tries to get with her, you know? And that's, but then, oh my god, here's another thing. Towards the end of the movie, spoilers for this movie if you want to watch it, but you don't want to watch it because it's not good. She accidentally gets her sister drunk, and she goes over, because he's the caretaker of the convent and he's the bus driver for the school. Convenient, stupid. But she goes over to see him, and they go over there and they start, like, canoodling and making out and stuff. Also, oh my god, it's randomly set in the 60s, and JFK dies in the middle of it, and everybody's, like, super impacted by that. And I was like, low-key, I didn't even realize this was set in the 60s. But it is set in the 60s, and JFK dies, and that's when they make out for the first time, is after JFK died. First of all. But second of all, what was I even saying? Wait. Oh, she gets her sister drunk accidentally. And then, I need to stir this hot chocolate. And then her sister, who is randomly, like a really good swimmer, here's another random plot point. She's randomly a really, really good swimmer and obsessed with swimming and on the Olympic track because her dad was an Olympic swimmer. And a different dad than the older sister's dad, for reference. But she falls into a lake at the convent and she almost dies while they're canoodling. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then at the end, he just leaves town, and the man just leaves town, and it's like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense because you were making out with an 18-year-old. But then the mom stays together with the older, not the older, but the not as hot as Cher guy, because the mom is Cher again. And then Winona Ryder stops being obsessed with nuns and starts being obsessed with Greek mythology. And that's the movie, and the whole time, it just felt a little creepy to me, because I was I'm obviously looking at it through a 2025 lens, but also that man is 26. At the time, weren't they a little oh, this is weird? It was just the 90s. It wasn't that long ago. Wasn't anybody no? But he reciprocated a lot to the point that it made it so uncomfortable to think about, because it was not just oh, this girl has a teenager Catholic guilt crush on this guy. It was no, he was fully in it too. He was in it. Oh, and then randomly Cher kisses the guy, and it's ma'am, you are too old for him. He's too old for your daughter. If you average all the ages, maybe one of you guys could date, but no. But then also, it's why did they have that as a plot point randomly? This girl gets pissed as hell because she's Mom/Cher, why did you kiss my man? And the guy is why the fuck did Cher kiss me? So it's just a weird, bizarre, weirdo movie, and I hated it. And it was called Mermaids. Cher dressed up like a mermaid once. Mermaid, singular. Mermaid, and it was Cher, and it was for a New Year's Eve party. Why'd you call it that? Why'd you call it Mermaids? You should have called it creepy ass, weird ass movie. But
you gotta think about it's made in the 90s, but it's also the setting is the 60s. Mm-hmm. So even though it wasn't as weird in the it would be weird in the 90s for a 26-year-old and an 18-year-old to date, mm-hmm. and all that, but in the 60s it's all those Elvis Presley songs where I met a girl, she's 13, we're falling in love, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did date a tiny child.
Yeah, so it's and I'm not saying that's okay, but it's it's they were fucked up.
Their view of the 60s and the 90s was that 26-year-olds.
That created men to have this mentality of oh, I should just date someone younger because they're more breedable and for longer, you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, that's real though.
No, I know, but still. Damn, okay, yeah, you have a point. But yeah, and that was the movie I wasted my movie reward on. And I didn't even want to watch it. I wanted to watch Kenneth Branagh do Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but it wasn't streaming anywhere, and I was okay, well, fine. But then I was also going to be crafting, so I was let me watch something lighthearted and fun. And instead, I watched Statutory something. That's actually what they should have named the movie instead of Mermaids. They should have named it Statutory. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay guys, this is almost fully dissolved, so this is almost ready to go. And then we're getting started on grilling. The side, okay.
On this side? Yeah.
On this side. Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That looks good.
There.
I'm about to take a bite of the best burger ever. That actually legitimately might be the best.
What did I tell you?
You were serious.
I was so serious. You thought I was joking? I was not, dude. I was not fucking around with this one.
It's really, really good, babe. Do you want to try it?
Sure.